Recording is
Can
on.
you tell us or someone else what should be inside the and condition?
I think we have the true false. That is the first condition.
Sorry, you said the first condition will be what?
I can't see the.
Okay. Are you seeing it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. I'm coming.
Okay.
The first one, that's for Jess and the gender.
Okay.
Jess, the gender. Jess can be um, true,
Okay.
where the gender can be false.
Uh-huh.
So we can have false.
Okay. What next?
We can have cow to be false, and the gender also false.
Okay. Okay. That's a good try. That's a good try. That's a good try. Someone is saying something. Okay. Let's continue. Thank you very much, Obum. That is a good try. So this is what happens under the hood. If you have access to the data camp, you see three options there, and the first one is actually the correct option. So when you use and, you are simply saying is gender equal to male or age. I'm sorry, I'm not saying or. That you are simply saying gender equal to male and age greater than 30. That's what this function is saying. Equal to and this, that, that, that. It's simply saying gender equal to male and age greater than 30. So it's checking whether what is inside gender is male. And at the same time checking if the age of that male is greater than 30. So if it is male and greater than 30, it will evaluate true. If it is not male, whether it is greater than 30 or not, it will evaluate to false. If it is male and is not greater than 30, it will still evaluate to false. So that is what a formula does. And that is the formula that will give this particular column that is generated. I believe that is clear enough. Now I want to look at some exercises. I want to look at some exercises using the not function to flag expensive product in Excel. I'll just read the background. Here we want to look at the logical function, particularly not, and then create flag based on condition, fix cell reference with the dollar sign, format columns, and use filters effectively. Now, the background says, as a data analyst at DataCo, you are tasked with identifying expensive products out of over 50 sold items. All products vary in price, and your job is to create a column that flags which one are expensive. So you're simply looking for how to identify products that are expensive. So we're going to be working with the notebook file, sorry, the workbook file 3_1, not to be. Excuse me. So that is this exercise, not to be. So If we follow these instructions, now I would like to also read the background here, which is okay, of course, it's something as I've just read in the notes. I prefer working directly from here. The notes is just there to guide you when you go through it. I think for some time now I've not sent the updated notes, but hopefully after today's class, on or before Monday or Tuesday, I will send the updated notes to for those that want to practice it out. Now, the first instruction here is to clear all filters. First of all, open this particular file, 3 underscore 1, not to be workbook file. I believe you all have this particular folder. Excuse me. That is the preparation, data preparation in Excel folder. Inside it, you have the exercises and data sets. If you open it, you have the workbooks. So in workbooks, we are dealing with 3.1 not to be. So if you open it now, let me close this one that we have here. The one we worked with previously, 2 underscore 3 dates and save. Okay, so 3 underscore 1 not to be. Now remember that most all of these workbooks are they are continuation of what you did in the previous exercise. So maybe based on the previous exercise, we might have done some filtering. So we are told to clear all the filters that might be active in the other sheet and navigate to the product sheet. So we want to go to the other sheet now. In this workbook that we just opened, we are in other sheet. We want to clear all the filters. As you can see, there is only one record showing up. And that one record is because in the last exercise, we filtered for the order ID 367. Yeah. And we were able to get the scheduled delivery dates because we worked on the dates data. So for me to clear it now, I just need to come to filter here, click the drop down arrow, and I click clear, and I'll remove the filter so the whole data set is now showing. Next is that we should go to product sheets. Here is our product sheet, and then next, if I click next, now I want to calculate the average product price from all products sold in cell H3. Average product price. This is the product price. This is the product price column. So we want to get the average of the whole of this product price. And we are told to put it in cell H3. This is cell H3. This is H. We have 1, 2, 3. So we want to put the average of the whole of this inside this place. So it will say equal to average. Average, we have this. And so I just click here, the first cell, and use Control together with Shift and the down arrow to select all of them automatically. So I've selected all of them. So if I click Enter, it will calculate the average for me. So the average is 131. Remember, in the background, we say that we are, as you continue your first project at the data core, you realize that the data set will benefit from some flags that can be used to filter the data. So data core sells over 50 different products, all at different prices. So you therefore want to add a flag that can be used to identify expensive item. So in this case now, expensive item could be defined by items that are above the average price. That is why we are calculating this average price here. So this is the product price column, and we are having the average price here. So Any price that is above this price should be flagged to be should flagged as expensive products. So next, we are now saying if in column F we should add the header expensive products. Let me copy it. Expensive products. Column F. Column F. This is column F. So I add this here and I want to format it to be the same with this other formatting. So all I need is just to use format painter. Like I said yesterday, as if you want to paint a wall, you copy the paint. The paint I'm copying is the format of a product price. So I paint the F1. You see, so I just click on it, it will format it for me. So if I double click here, so it will, remember I said that if you want to resize the width to fit into exactly what you have, just double click on the line between two columns. If you are seeing my cursor now, click on that line between two the column headers and it will resize the width automatically for you. So we have expensive product column now. Now I will say, and we should use the not function to create a flag that identify product with a price higher than or equal to the average. Products with a price higher than or equal to average. Let me use the note to explain this. Let's go. Now, if you look here, we're saying we have added the header expensive product. Now, I want to create flag with using this not function to flag expensive product. So now, and remember, the instruction says to flag product with a price higher. Because we are using not, what we need to use now is product less. So by the time you got the one that is less, not will now negate it to give you the one that is higher. That is what that is the idea in this case. So if you look at this formula here now, first of all we say E2 less than or equal to H. Don't bother about the dollar sign. I will explain why the dollar sign is there. Now E2 is less than or equal to H. What is in H? What is in H3 is what? Average. So you are simply looking for whether what is inside here is less than what is here. So if it is less than what is here or if it is not, now not will simply negate it. It will not negate it to show what is actually above, which is what we are looking for, the expensive product. So that's what a not operator is doing here. Even though you can just go straight forward to say E2 greater than or equal to what is here. So, but this is just to demonstrate how the not function can be applied if you want to use it. So now, coming to the dollar sign, first of all, let us do what we have here before we come to the dollar sign. Let me come to expensive product now. I say equal to, of course, every function or formula begin with equal to, and I say not. I select the not function. Now, the logical test is if what is inside here is less than or equal to less than or equal to what is inside here. I click enter. Now it tells me false, that what is inside here is actually not less than what is here, and which is actually true. Of course, what it tested first is if it is less than. I hope you know. It tested if it is less than, and actually 99 is less than 131. 99.9 is less than 131.68. Now, but because of the not changed. So once it is less than, so what it should be is what? True. So what you should have evaluated, okay, let me remove knots. Let's see. Let me just say this. Let me remove knots. So we understand better. So if I remove not now and click enter, it will evaluate to what? True. So you can see the formula. E2 less than equal to H3. 99 is less than 131. It will evaluate to true. So but by the time I put not, I say not. So it will negate it, will change it from true to false. So what I have there now will not change to what? False. And that is actually what we are looking for, whether it is expensive product. So instead of using greater than, you're not using less than, but after using less than, you are now negating it. So you're not getting expensive products, or whether it's expensive product or not. Now, for you to get the remaining cells, as usual, just double click on this small square and it will fill the remaining one for you. It will fill the remaining one for you. But unfortunately, we are getting something strange. I want to confirm that we are all together. Wow. Some person have lost. Okay. Now, where's my file? Okay. So if you notice, 21.9 is less than, but it is showing expensive. This is 131. 21 is not more than 131. It's showing expensive, including 299 that is above is showing expensive. 31 is less, is showing expensive. Let's investigate it and see what happens. What happened here? Now E2 greater than H3. What we are testing is if it is greater than H3, right? Now, if you click on the second cell, which, or let's say the third cell rather, that is F3. If you click on F3, the H has changed to what? 4. And what is inside H4? This is H4. This place now is H4. If you look, this is H4. Nothing is inside H4. So automatically you are testing if what is inside this place is greater than 0. If you check the next one as well, it has changed to H5. Check again, it has changed to H6. This is H4, this is H5, this is H6, this is H7, and so on and so forth. So all of this, nothing is inside. That is because Excel is working with relative reference. Relative reference is because as you change from cell to cell, the formula is changing based on the cell reference. But in this case now, we have just one average which we are working for, and that one average is inside what? H3. So in this our formula, the H3 that is inside our formula ought not to change. We don't want to be changing from H3 to H4, H5, H6 there and all that. So to do that, we use dollar sign to lock it so that it will not change. So just press shift and then put your dollar sign before H, and then you can also put it after H. Actually, the H is the column and the 3 is the row. If you put the dollar sign before H, you are locking the column. By the time you put the dollar sign after H, that is before 3, you are locking the row. So what we just did now, we locked the cell H3 so that it will not change. H will not change and 3 will not change. Even though what we want it not to change is 3. Assuming it's H that you don't want it to change, we put only dollar in H, before H. Then, but in this case now, we want 3 not to change, so we can just put dollar sign in only the 3, only before the 3, because you want that 3 not to change. But you can as well put it in both of them. It is still not a problem. So with this, with what we just did now, our H3, which is the average, will not change. So if I click enter now and use filling again to fill the remaining parts, if I double click this, you can see now we will now get the correct value. So if you click on this first one now, you are seeing what? H3. Second one, you are seeing what? H3. Third one, H3. All three, you are seeing what? H3. So this is the correct result. So you can see this one is 31. 31 is actually less than 131, so it's false. But here now is 299. So 299 is actually above 131. So it is what? True. You scroll down, you see another true here, 252, which is actually greater than 131. So those ones that are expensive products will evaluate to true, and the ones that are not will evaluate to false. I hope we are still there. I don't know if there is any question. Are we together? Now, having done that, the next instruction, which we have done already, is to fix the reference to average product price sale in your formula using dollar sign. We have done that. Now, next is for us to format the expensive product header the same as other column and add filter. Actually, we have formatted it to be the same like other column because we did it from the beginning when we uh, use format painter to format it to be the same like other column. Now, but we are now requested to add filter to it. For us to add filter to it, just select this column, the expensive product column, select it, and then go to here, this place under editing, and then select filter. The longer route is to go to data tab and then select filter. But you can simply get it from your default home tab by selecting this um, uh, drop down arrow on editing section. Select it and then select filter. Once you select it, observe what happens. Observe what you see in on this header. Select filter, you see, sorry, it is not applied. Select it again. Uh-huh. You notice this drop down arrow has appeared. That is the filter. So it has given you a feature for filtering and sorting. So that's what the filter is doing. So if you click this drop down arrow now, you will now be seeing option to sort from smallest to largest, sort largest to smallest, sort by color or whatever. And then you can as well filter to select only false or true. Now, the next instruction is saying that we should format the product price column as currency in dollars to two decimal place. So this is the product price column. Let's make it to be currency. Just select the column, product price column, and then go to this place in number. So if you select this drop down arrow, you have different formatting option. We want it to be currency, so you just click currency. By default, it will format it to two decimal places as requested. Otherwise, if it is not two decimal places, you can click here and you can see currency is selected, which you have done already, and then decimal places you can turn it to three or whatever. But in this case, we want it to be two as instructed. So I click OK. So the product price column is now two decimal places and it's also formatted as currency. As you can see, it has added dollar sign for us. There is a place you can go and change the settings to use naira instead of dollar if you are working with naira. But in this case, you're working with dollar. So you can explore that one for yourself. Now, finally, we have a question to answer to verify whether we did the correct thing. The question says, how many products have been classified as expensive? How many products have been classified as expensive? So how do we know the product that have been classified as expensive? We have created products, expensive product column. So all the true are, are actually the product that are expensive. All the places that are evaluated to true, they are the product that are expensive. So what I need to do now is to just count the true. So the easiest thing I will do is to use this filter and click here, and then I will unselect all the options I have here. The two options I have is false and true. I will unselect it. So once I unselect it, and then I select only true. So what will be showing for me will not be only what? True. If I click OK, I'll have the true showing. So if I highlight that column, what I'll be seeing is that the count is what? 13. Even though the 13 is including a header. So it's counting both the header for me. So if I remove the header now, that means what should be there is what? 12. So to answer this question, actually the correct answer is what? 12. So how many products have been classified as expensive? It should be what? 12. So I click submit, and that answers the question. So now we'll go to the next exercise. But before then, I want to know if there are questions. If you have question, please drop it here. If you have a question, you can unmute yourself as well and speak. But if there is none, let's fire on. Now, the next exercise here is functions 2 by 2. I want to read the overview on the notes. Now, function 2 by 2, we want to see how to use and what if logical function together to classify orders that are delivered on time for same day deliveries. So, we want to see how we can use and in combination with if function to be able to see orders that are delivered on time and for the same day delivery. So the background says you are analyzing the order sheet from data co. Customers sometimes pay extra for same day delivery. So that is a delivery that is delivered on the same day that the order was made. So you want to create a new flag column that identify which same day deliveries we are not at risk of being late. So we want to see the same day delivery that we are not at risk of being late. So we're working this time around with the workbook file 3_2. So I want to close this one. As usual, I don't want to save because I will use it another time for another class. Now I want 3_2 functions 2 by 2. I open it. Now it's open. Let me continue with the instruction here. So the first thing is I want to clear filters. Remember we did a filter in the previous exercise. So we want to clear our filter. So clear all filter that might be active in the product sheet and navigate to other sheets. So we look at the product sheet. Of course, you see that I filtered true in the last exercise. So I want to clear it. I just go to under editing. I click this particular underscore. Drop down arrow, and I click clear, and the filter is gone. So I have both false and true in my data set. Next, next is that we should add a new column next to shipping. We want to add a new column next to shipping. So we want to add a new column next to shipping, sorry, shipping mode rather, called on time deliveries. So I want to copy the name on time deliveries and go to the column that is next to shipping mode on order dates, sorry, on orders table. So this orders table, shipping mode. So I click this column and right click and then click insert. So I have a new column here. This column now we want it to be called on time priority delivery, as we have an instruction on time priority delivery. So I want to format it even without being instructed to be like other columns. So I select format painter. Before then, I must have selected the cell I want it to be formatted like. So I selected shipping mode and click format painter and then selected this header and I have this. As usual, I can always double click here to resize the width to be adjusted based on the record I have. Now next, an instruction is that we should use and if. Identify, so using and if, excuse me, using and if, identify which orders are same day delivery without a risk of being late. Identify which orders are same day delivery without a risk of being late. Now let's explain that with the notes. We have started new column which is on time priority delivery. I think we may not go too far into this class. Now, what to use and if. Now, looking at this formula, like we have explained before, you are using the combination of if and. First of all, the and will be evaluated. What is the and saying? Check if shipping mode is equal to same day and at the same time if it is late delivery. Let's go back to our data set. Look at late delivery risk. It has only two values, which is 0 and 1. 0 is representing that it is not late delivery risk, and 1 is representing that it is a late delivery risk. So we are saying now that it should check. Remember, what we are looking for is the orders that are shipped on the same day and is let's just read through the overview again and be clear about that. So it says the order sheet has a column called shipping mode that contains the different delivery mode for each order, including same day delivery. So you want to add a new category to the data to indicate if priority order arrived on time. So you are checking if it is same day and if it arrived on time. So if it arrived on time, then the value for late delivery risk should be 0 because 0 represents that it arrived on time. 1 represents that it did not, that it experienced late delivery risk. So late delivery risk is true when the value is 1 and is false when the value is 0. So we are now trying to check if it arrived the same day and on time. So if it is the same day, then shipping mode should be, sorry, so shipping mode should be what? Same day. And late delivery should be what? 0. So that's what the AND function is checking. The AND function will help you to check if the shipping mode is same day and also check whether it is late delivery risk. Remember that 0 represents that it is not late delivery risk, meaning that it arrived on time. So if these two statements is true, it will evaluate to true. And then when it evaluates to true, the if function is now saying, okay, if that is true, indicate same day on time. Otherwise, indicate what? Order. indicate same day on time, otherwise indicate order. I believe we are together. If there's any question, please feel free to ask. If there's any. Now, so now another thing I want us to know, if you watch, this is use structured reference. The formula is using structured reference, shipping mode, name of the column. But in our Excel sheet, it uses cell reference. It uses cell reference. That is because it is not a table. We have done table before, so you should understand what I'm talking about. Table is using structured reference. That is what this formula is using at the moment. But here in our sheet, it is not represented as a table. So we are going to use cell reference instead. So all I need to do inside here now is to say equal to if I open a bracket and say and I open bracket and I check if what is inside the shipping mode is
Okay, I was asking. I didn't know.
if what is inside the shipping mode is equal to same day.
Okay.
Same,
Okay.
same day. And then also check if late delivery risk is what? Zero. If it is equal to what? Zero. Now, if that is true, we want to say that, what is it again? We want to say that it's same day on time based on the instruction we have here. We should indicate what? Say use and if, identify which order are same day delivery without a risk of being late. The values in your new column should be same day on time and order. So if that is true, we should now display same. Remember, you have to be inside the quotation mark.
Okay.
Same, is it capital letter? Let me confirm, please. Same,
That's
okay, day, same day,
that's for the D.
same day on
Yes.
time.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry, on time, same day on time. Then else we should indicate what? Order. Order. So with this, I can close my bracket and click enter. So in this case now, you can see that actually shipping mode is second class, so it is not even same day. So if you click the drop down, that is the, if you fill by clicking on the small square,
When is less than 0.05.
you have that it is order for all other cases except when you now have a same day. Let's see. See, we have same day and the value is zero. So when the value is zero and is same day, we have same day on time. Otherwise, everything is order. We have another one here. Which is it here or there? So this is So this one now zero same day, zero same day, zero same day. So the formula dictated when it is zero and when it is same day, and then indicated same day on time. Otherwise, order. That is what we are able to achieve using this formula. Now, next is that we should format the new column accordingly, ensuring that the header is
That's for
similar
the
to other
MSc. Oh yeah, that's for the MSc value and actual value.
similar to other headers in the sheet, and all values are visible. So, so we have done that already to make sure that is similar. So, and then Filter the sheet to only show orders that are same day on time delivery. As usual, for us to filter, just click here on select all, and then click same day on time. Click same day on time and click OK. So you have the record of the order that was shipped same day and on time right before you. So we need to answer this question to verify whether what we did is correct. You say how many orders are classified as same day on time? Now the orders that are classified as same day on time, just highlight here. Look at is counting 12. Now remove the header. It will not be what? 11. The count here is 12 plus the header. So by the time you remove the header, you now have what? 11. So that's why we have 11 here. If you submit it, it will take you to the next exercise. I thought we were talking of. Take you next exercise. So I don't know if we are still together. I believe we are still together. If there's any question, please unmute yourself, speak up, or you drop it on the chat session. If you have question. Let's see if we can complete one more exercise. If there's no question, before we call it a day, I'll continue next week. I don't want to rush too much so that we go far. No, sorry, I don't want to rush too much because I want us to go far, but yeah, you want to make sure, especially in this aspect that involves some logical function, want to make sure that everything is self-explanatory. So now in this next exercise, I hope there's no question. Okay. Now in this next exercise, we want to let me read the background here. Let me read the background here. So all of this is what we've done. Yeah. All of this is what we've done. Now the next exercise is well nested if functions. Well nested if function. Let me cancel this man. Now the overview says in a Excel nested if function, in Excel, nested if function allow you to evaluate multiple conditions in a single formula. This is particularly useful when you need more than just a true or false output. For example, when categorizing data into three or more groups. So you don't just want two groups like the previous one we did, that will have just same day on time and order. So you need more than two groups, three or more. So you can use nested if function. So a well-nested if function will combine if and or. So the if test a condition and return only value if true, and the or test and return true if all of them is true, and then or will return true if at least one condition is true. So we have from data code data set, want to find out if there's any cash payment greater than 200, greater than or equal to $200, and then we want to categorize orders into cash over 200 and cash not over 200 and non-cash payment. So we have three categories in this case. Number one is if it is cash, is it over 200? Okay, if it is cash, if it's not over 200, then it should be not over 200. Then if neither of these is the case, then it must be that it is not cash payment. So we want to use if combination of if nested to achieve this. So we're working with the tree_tree well nested workbook. Let me close this one and open the new workbook. Then save. I click here. I click workbook. Tree well nested function. I wish we could complete the last exercise in this chapter, which is providing feedback so that next time we finish up the chapter 4. But that's not issue. Now, I have this. Let me go back to this place. Now, the first instruction is as follows. Clear all filters that might be active in others. Remember, in others table, we made a filter that selected only same day and on time. So we want to clear it by going to filter here and say clear, and that is settled. So I say, um, excuse me. Okay, excuse me, sir. So, I didn't even get to you. I wasn't hearing you. Okay, I think I stopped where you talked of. Are we there? Okay, so we have cleared the filter that might be active in other sheets. So next, we format the following columns as currency data types with two decimal places. So we have product price, product cost, order total discount, and sales. So if I come up here, I'll check the product price, which I should do for it this side. This is product price, product, I'm using control to select all of them. Product cost, total order, order total discount, and I think sales should be part of it. Let me confirm. Product price, product cost, order total discount, and sales. That is total of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for me to format it to currency, click underscore here under the number formatting where general is appearing. So I say currency. So once I do that, everything will be formatted as currency. As you can see, you have dollar sign attached to it. And by default, it's usually two decimal places as required or requested from us. So I click next. Next is I want the sales. Now the sales is the order quantity multiplied by the product price, but it doesn't include the total order discount for each order. So, I want to create a new column, order total sales next to sales to correct the issue. I go by it again. See the sales in the order quantity. Look at the sales in order quantity. This is sales. This column is sales. Now we are being told that this sales column is simply a product of order quantity and product price. Order quantity and product price. So, meaning that if you multiply order quantity times product price, you have what is the sales. You have sales. Now, but we are also told that this doesn't include the total order discount. Now, take note, after you have order quantity multiplying product price, you have what is now sales. Well, let's assuming that this price now $99.9 is the price for a particular laptop. Now, other quantity is simply how many laptop that was sold. So by the time you say $99.99 times three laptop that was sold, you have the sales record. But there is also other total discount. So meaning there was a discount amount that is discounted after the total sales. In this case, we have $36. So this sales now does not account for this other total discount. So this step is simply trying to solve this problem in order to account for all other total discounts. Sorry. So in order to do that, we need to create a new column called order total sales. A new column called order total sales. So if I create that next to, and we're creating it next to what? Sales column. Now the sales column is this. I say I highlight and I click insert, and I copy and paste the name. I want to format it to be the same with this. I select this. Now I want to double click to make sure it is fitted well, that the width is well fitted. Now he said for us to correct it now, in the next step, we say add a new column. Excuse me. We have created a new column under say next to say to correct the issue. Okay, now, but even though we have not done that, to do that, we can just simply say use this formula. Okay, let me explain it from the notes before putting it. Look at so this sales is order quantity times product. But this column we just created now is we want to say sales minus order total discount so that it will account for the discount. So what we just need to do now is say equal to this sales, which is this one, minus what? Order total discount. So we just want to subtract the discounted value from the sales so that it will give us the actual order total sales. So if I double click on this small square, I will have a feel of the remaining cells. So after that is done, next is that we are told to add a new column next to the payment type and call it cash payments. Column next to the payment type, we want to call it cash payments. This is the payment type. The column next to it is this. So I say cash payment. I format it as well using the format painter to make sure that it's the same. Oh, sorry, I know what I'm looking for. I paste. I click format painter and then sorry, no. Format painter. I have this. I double click to resize it. Good. Now you say using and what if identify which orders have been paid for using cash and have a total order sales value over $200. So we want to identify which order have been paid for by cash, meaning that I want to know which order that the payment type is actually cash. After that, we also want to know whether the total order sales value is over 200 for that payment that was done by cash. If that is so, the two outcome in your new column should be cash over 200 and what? Order. And we want to also format the new column header to match the rest of the columns. So let me explain with the formula here. Now we are looking for cash payment. At the same time, cash payment that the order total says is above what? 200. So it's as simple as combining the if and what? And. So we simply say and if the and we are checking payment type is cash and the total order total sales is greater than what? 200. That is using and. So this and function here is simply checking is payment type cash and other total sales greater than 200. So if payment type is actually cash and other total sales is actually greater than 200, then it will evaluate true. Now if that is true, after it has evaluated its inner function, it will come out to the outer function and then check. If that is true, then it should indicate that cash is over 200. Else, if it is not true, it should indicate that is what? Order. I believe that is clear. Believe that is clear. Now, so we want to apply this formula to say in our Excel. Remember, this one is in form of a table structured reference, but here we are using the cell reference. So I just say equal to okay, last one you mentioned. If, let me say if, say that when you give us the distance between the two atoms, and payment type equal to what? Yes. Cash. Yes, sir. Cash. Excuse me. Okay, let me continue. Payment type equal to what? Cash. Sorry, let me close this. This man. Let me close this one as well. So if payment type cash, and then next is what? Other total sales greater than what? 200. That is this one. Whether this one now is greater than what? 200. We close the and. If that is true, we want to indicate that it is what? Cash over 200. Want to say it is what? Cash over 200. Remember in quotation sign. And sorry, in quotation mark. Else, we should indicate, sorry, quotation order. Still in quotation. I close my bracket, click enter. So as you can see, it is actually cash and is also above 200. So it gave us cash over 200. If I double click here to fill the remaining one, you can see here is order because it is cash but it's not above 200. Order here because it is cash but it's not above 200, and so on and so forth. So next in the instruction is that we should format the new column header, which we have done. Next, we are now saying that it will be even better if you could distinguish cash payment over and under $200. So we want to see if we can distinguish cash payment that are over $200 and cash payment that are under $200. So we want to alter the cash payment type, the cash payment column formula by using a nested if. So it has what? Three outputs. The first output is what? Cash over 200, cash not over 200, and what? Non-cash payments. So I'll explain that with this formula in the notes. So to achieve that now, you want to get cash over 200 and cash not over 200 and then non-cash payment. So we say if payment type is cash, then instead of saying else, excuse me, I believe this formula is in line with what we're supposed to have. Supposed to have if payments. Okay. Now, if payment type is what? Cash, we want it to check again if it is true that it is cash. Then we want it to check again whether the other's total sales is greater than 200. Whether it is greater than 200. If it is greater than 200, we want it now to say cash over 200. Else, we say cash not over 200. Then, if all of this is not true, say non-cash payment. But I suppose this thing needs some adjustment. Let's walk through it in this place. We want to adjust our formula now. Let me click on this. Let me click on that and say Let me read through the note again. Sorry, the instruction. So want to find out when it is what cash over 200 and cash not over 200. Is that okay? And then non-cash payment. So we can simply achieve that by, let me move this man here and say if payment type is what, sorry, let me remove this man, is already here, delete this one. So if payment type is what, sorry, excuse me, undo, that was undo. Let me just remove all of this. So if payment type now is what, cash, we want to say cash over 200. Sorry, okay, cash over what, 200. Is that okay? Now I put comma. Now the instead of me to now put the value for else, I will now say if again, if the next condition we are trying now is let's check the notes. We have checked if cash, sorry. We have checked if Z2 is what, cash, and then check again. Oh, check. Sorry. If it's cash, then if the other total sales is what, 200. Now, next, if it is 200, we should say cash over 200. This man should shoot. Cash over 200. Otherwise, it should be, the last option should be what? Cash not over 200. Otherwise, it should be cash not over 200. So I have cash not over 200. Then order. Make sure this is too many arguments. Too many arguments. We have a serious troubleshooting to make here. Excuse me. 7 2 is, wait, let me wipe all of this. If cash, if Z, if this is what, cash, payment type is what, cash, as in this. Okay. I think let me use and for it. Let me use and for it. If cash and other total sales is greater than 200. Is that okay? Total sales greater than 200. I should now say cash. Let me look at it well again. I should say cash over what? 200. Inside quotation, cash over 200. Then quotation, comma. Now, instead of the else, what is remaining now is the x. So if what is inside here is true, now the else, what if what is inside here is true, it should state cash over 200. Now the next thing now is else. If it is not true, what should you state? Now we'll now next it inside if. So we'll say if again. What are we checking? Cash not over 200. So we'll check again if what is inside here is less than 200. It's less than 200. So we should now say cash not over 200. Cash, cash not over 200. Then the next is what? Value if false. So now value if false now in this case will now become what we have here is what? Non-cash payment. So if that is false, we should now indicate what? Non-cash payment. Non-cash payment. So if I close my bracket, I'm supposed to have an extra bracket. So if I say yes, it will just correct it and add extra bracket for me, and the deed is done. So with this now, if I double click on this square, it will check every other thing for me. If I double click on this line that is between the two columns, it will adjust the width for me. So now if you observe, the formula is simply checking first of all whether what is inside here is cash and also if it is greater than 200. If that is the case, you should put cash over 200. Else, you should also check if what is inside or that total sales is less than 200. If it's less than 200, you should say that cash is not over 200. Now, otherwise, if that is not true, if that means it is not cash, you should now say non-cash payment. As you can see, here is debit, so it's a non-cash payment. Debit, non-cash payment. Here, cash not over 200. I think we still have something to troubleshoot, which I suppose we'll do it in the next class because there's no more time. We need to catch up with another appointment. We need to troubleshoot something here because it's showing here is debit and it's still showing cash not over 200. So we still need to troubleshoot this formula. We work on that in the next class, please. Work on that in the next class. But I hope we have a, a glimpse of what we are trying to do in nested if function. If there's any question, maybe due to time, we please let's join early in the next class so that we throw the question and then this particular troubleshooting that I want to complete why we are not having debits identified as cash. We'll work on it before we enter the next topic. We don't have time anymore, so we'll continue next week. Thank you very much for joining the class. We'll see next week, Friday by 6:30 p.m. Hopefully, have a wonderful night rest. Please remember to go to church tomorrow and be there on time. God bless you.